welcome to the Heron Outlet, a U.S. Open Cup edition. The Inter Miami Herons have just beaten Miami FC in the first ever U.S. Open Cup match for the club. Joined here by Alex Winley and Austin Robillard. And what a match it was, finally getting that win against, let's call it an inner city rival, however much you will be. Alex, you and I were watching a lot of the game together, so I just want to start with you. What did you see from the club early on, how they were working on really trying to find possession? They were really trying to find shape and didn't find it at times. It was tough sledding for a little bit.
Yeah, Knuckles said in his post-game conference they wanted to see a bit more back up the ball, and we saw that in the first half. And then Anthony Kulos came and said they wanted to limit Miami's transition moments, so we saw a lot of that in the first half. And Miami, Inter Miami, weren't able to get a lot of.
We have to.
Inter Miami weren't able to get a lot of stuff going, and it was sluggish, and they're trying to go to the top, but didn't necessarily work. Emerson played great in his start. He's a really crafty player. You saw him in Miami too. You know, so yeah, that's basically the first half. The tail of two halves really. Second half we'll touch on, but starters came in and it got a lot more fluid. So yeah, it was a tough game. And Miami FC gave Inter Miami a real good game. So kudos to them. It was an interesting match to watch. And tough competition like this is basically survival in advance. So it wasn't the most pleasing soccer, but Inter Miami were able to get it done and get the thing.
I was really impressed with Miami FC, especially in the first half. How they took the front foot forward and really wanted to play. Their head coach even said in the post-game press conference that they took it to heart that Phil had said he was going to play his number one team. They really had motivation.
Yeah, and I thought, like you said, they played really well. I think that they, as Anthony Kulos said, whatever the game plan was that happened in the first half, and it seemed like it was to limit their chances, whether limit Inter Miami's chances is going to be tough with the Miami thing. Whether it was them on the ball or off the ball, however they planned to do it, it seemed like they executed it perfectly, because the first half, if we go to Inter Miami standards, it was not what we wanted to see. There weren't any attempts at Connor Sparrow, the Miami FC goalkeeper. There were a couple, I think only one, maybe one on target, was probably even blocked. But obviously that changed in the second half. So as for Miami FC, it just seemed like it was a really good performance from them. They're probably proud of the way they played. Unfortunate not to get the result for them. But I can't imagine that they will take too many negative things away from this, and they'll probably look to build on it for themselves.
I have to talk Campana with both of you. It's just remarkable what this young man is doing. He looks like a future star for this club. If either one of you wants to take this, it jumps off the screen.
No, yeah, it's unbelievable what he's doing. And I think
he's in line for possibly a World Cup in this rate.
100%. And not only that, but past that, he's in line for an Inter Miami DP slot. And we talked about that slightly. Because he's on loan from Wolves, and the way he's scoring, and it looks like he's not slowing down at all. If anything, he's going to keep picking it up. It's been remarkable. I think that his movement in the box is really good. It's something we haven't seen from a striker on this team in their history. He gets himself into positions that are threatening. He makes the center back stink. I think for a lot of the time, I can't remember the number. If I'm not mistaken, it was 22. It looked like he was having to man mark him at all times. He is a person to worry about.
He still found his way. Exactly. So into those spaces, he makes it
hard for the defense because of the wing play that Inter Miami have, and that's credit to them as well, because the way they've been able to get up and down the wing. So it was a little less with Emerson and Robert Taylor tonight, but with Lassiter and Robbie, see how threatening they are, and to have a threat in the box like Campana, who's able to score in almost every single facet of the game, is extremely threatening. And there's so many good things to say about him, and you can tell he's on a mission to get to the target.
You were raving at him, so go ahead. He was magnificent.
No,
I was standing on the field with you, and you were just saying,
and he's not even playing off of the number 10, by the way.
No, he's playing a pure number 9.
Number 9.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the VP thing is honestly, we're sitting there discussing, okay, it's not if, it's how much of this transfer fee could be. So he's just a complete forward. He can score on the side, left, right. You know, he's big enough for hold up play. He's really good with his feet. He's quick enough to get into the box. You know, he's a positive outlet, and he's still only 21. Like you said, he wants to go to the World Cup, so he's going to keep up his form. Not only benefits for Miami and Canada himself. So, you know, you can only hope that he continues to form and continues to score and continues to, you know, bring in the wingers. They're trying to get him behind. He's the perfect forward for the system because, like I said, he's quick enough. He can get him behind, but he can also drop deep and not in the, you know, I don't want to go there, but like in a 10 way that like is good enough. But you know, he's purposeful with it. It's not just dropping deep to get touches. It's dropping deep to help with the build-up. So he's just
which he did excellent in Seattle.
A1.
Excellent in Seattle.
Right. So he's just the complete center forward that Inter Miami needed for a long time.
I wanted to ask you specifically about Drake Callender because what a performance tonight. Probably the best we've seen. And in preseason, we were critical of it. Let's just be honest. Like, he didn't have the best preseason. He sort of lost out to Diop. He sort of lost out to CJ DeSantis. He lost out to these guys when Nick Marsman came back. He, you know, didn't get the opportunity. Phil even just said as much. Probably had his best night in an Inter Miami shirt, and it was good. And Phil talked about his ability. A lot of the time, the goalkeepers nowadays will parry the ball or hit it away. They won't catch, and Drake's ability to catch the ball has been a bright spot for him. I was really intrigued by his play tonight. I thought that he kept them in the game in that first half with what we didn't like, and then sustained it in the second half, which at the end, let's be honest, after Damian Lowe got that second yellow card, which led to a red card, solidified the game. I mean, it like held everything together. I thought that was like a very impressive performance.
It could have been 2-0 in the first half, hands down. I mean, there was the one-on-one and then a really good free kick save that I think it ricocheted or something. It was probably hard for him to see, but especially the one-on-one save where he put himself into contact. That's something you love to see from a goalkeeper, especially at his size and stature, and that's something that you want. And yeah, I thought he was excellent. I've got no words because he played really well tonight. I think Miami FC threatened a lot. Like you said, they could have been up by 2 goals, and the calendar led and comfortably caught them. And he didn't carry the play, which could be disastrous, but he caught them, and it was just a pair of safe hands for Miami, Inter Miami. So it was just really enjoyable to see after the wonky preseason, the Montreal game where he had those 2 spills, and it just wasn't a good look for him. So to see him return to that form, it was really pleasing to see.
2 last points for you guys. The first being Inter Miami now moves on, even with their first ever U.S. Open Cup win, moves on to the round of 32. And Phil did confirm, which we all had talked about before, this is their premier goal. This is the competition that they're caring about. He alluded it to being like the FA Cup for them. And so it's very understood that this is going to be what they will prioritize heading forward. They've made no qualms about that. So that's not like new news, but it is, understandably the idea that you're going to prioritize the Open Cup, a change in direction than what most MLS teams do. How do you feel about that? Do you think that that's the right approach? I necessarily, just from my opinion, think that is a good idea. I don't know if you guys agree. I think that's the easiest way to get into Champions League.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's what it is. Because let's be real, they're not winning MLS Cup. They're not going to be the Supporters Shield champion, and they won't be the opposite conference leaders. Like at this point in the season, I know it's early on, but when you start off like this, it's kind of just out of the realm of possibility. And the International Champions Cup, in terms of international exposure, is absolutely massive. It's the premier, competition in this continent, and that's what every club should be striving for, especially Inter Miami, who wants to have, global exposure. And I think that that's the most important thing. And not to mention, in terms of competition levels,
and
that's where you want to be.
It's the easiest thing that you could win, right? Yeah. Like at this point, outside of what was it called?
The Breezeway Airlines Carolina Challenge Cup. Champions. No.
Do you think that they should prioritize it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think MLS Cup is something crazy happens. MLS Cup isn't for them, and look if it's anyone's game. Like, who got knocked out tonight? No one knows. Like, the next round, I think Orlando and Tampa play. I don't know. Team works what Orlando beat the Rowdies. I think it's the Orlando game, which crazy derby stuff. But like, it's a magic of the Open Cup. It's I think it's the United States' oldest soccer tournament. Like in terms of
104 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here, so it would be brilliant for a new club like Inter Miami to win something like this.
And they're undefeated in the tournament in their entire history.
Wow.
Final thing, guys, just just to be here. We're here in Miami, and finally a game in Dade. For you, what was that like? You're the Broward boy. I'm the Palm Beach boy. You're the Dade girl. So what was it like that this crowd was electric to finally have soccer in Miami?
Fun, a lot of fun. It was an easy drive for me, about 30 minutes from here.
A lot longer for me.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm so sorry, but it was a lot of fun. The atmosphere was great. 11,000 people here. A lot of Miami FC fans showed out. They had their own little section over there. But it was a great atmosphere. This was a lot of fun. It was fun to witness. It was fun to hear. When Inter Miami scored, the stadium went rocking. It was just incredible. It's great for South Florida soccer as a whole, Miami soccer as a whole. And hopefully, Phil Neville said in his press conference post game that he wants more stuff like this, maybe as a friendly or something. The atmosphere was wild. It was just really great to see.
The thing that I loved most of all was all the kids in the stands, the atmosphere of the next generation of soccer in South Florida, that they can see not only the MLS team here, but also Miami FC and aspire in their youth academies, in their travel soccer leagues, in their recreational leagues, all of these things, that they had access to seeing all of that, to see Emerson Rodriguez interacting with all the kids after the game. That was phenomenal.
Really?
So I really enjoyed it. Okay, Alex, you got your Miami soccer minute, and now we'll head back to driving.
Cannot wait to be a drive thing on Sunday. I cannot wait.
I thought it was great. The stadium was brilliant. It was a lot of fun. It was proper old school soccer.
It felt like a classic English soccer if you've ever
honestly,
experienced it. It did feel like that. For Alex Wintley, for Austin Roblard, for our producer Andres, I am Ian Hess. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you. Yes, rate it as well. We would love your rating. And
Only if it's fun.
and we will see you on our regular pod later this week.